Welcome to Bullish and Beyond. It's Beery the Bull. I'm your AI co-host. Join myself, Brian the MacMan, and JT Knows Things while we dive deep into the world of stocks, crypto, and how to live a bullish life. It's time to get bullish, and there's no better place to start than right here. Let's dive in.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another incredible episode of Bullish and Beyond.
Let's go.
We are bringing you the best information about stocks, crypto, and how to level up in life.
Yes,
so
sir.
this week, we have S&P hitting another all-time high. But JT's Crypto Den is red because the alts and Bitcoin are not hitting highs. And wonder why we have a little bit of disparity there between the stock market and the crypto market. JT, anything you got to say about that?
Well, that's a good thought. I think a lot of this is really just accentuating the fact that these are commodities, right? Commodities have always traded in their own cycles, acyclical from equities, right? So,
But
I
speaking
think-
of commodities, gold's hitting an all-time high. So it's the technical commodity market,
yeah, you're
not
right. You
tracking
got
with
me
the
there. I don't know,
coin
brother.
commodity market.
Why is it different?
I don't know.
We're most correlated. So from the charts I follow, we are 97.8% correlated to M2. That has only been up, but there is usually like a 6 to 8 week delay. The
Interesting.
next one after that is the NASDAQ. I don't know where the NASDAQ is at today, but we're
It's crushing.
92% correlated to the NASDAQ.
I mean, we're about to have potentially, this interest rate decrease coming from the Fed, and last time I checked, that was really good for
That
the
is
crypto
very
market.
good. It's very good for the crypto. It's great. It's great for all markets, but
Risk
the crypto
on.
market's like on steroids. That's
what
the
I thought.
last thing. That's the last thing that we're looking for. All the markers for a crazy last leg of the market are here, except for the interest rate cuts. We have dominance falling. We got the dollar weak. We got the risk-free rate going down. T-bills are down. Like everything that you want for capital flight
Yeah.
is happening, right? It's a good environment for people to try different assets, so they're more likely to go on chain or get gold. As an example, I think that's why gold is peaking. There's a lot of smart old money that would choose gold.
I mean, gold's going nuts. I mean, I wish I was 100% gold right now. It's like you'd be up 40% in a year.
It's not a good sign for our money supply, though. Like, that's really bad. Like, if you went to the value of the dollar in gold, it would look like that.
Not good.
Like,
Inverse.
yeah, it's completely inverted dramatically. If gold's doing well, the dollar is really hurting. And, that would...
Well, we're always saying the value of the dollar is going down, whether it's, versus other currencies or not. We're getting less for that dollar now that M2 money supply is going up. And you can, you see what it costs now just to go buy, milk or eggs or, whatever it is at the grocery store. And it's a lot different than before. At the same time, it's like, inflation, is what it is. These last few years, we had a decent amount of inflation. It has come down, but, will somehow lowering interest rates make inflation potentially creep back up?
And the part about the inflation number that a lot of people lose for the listeners, 2% on 100, well, actually, I'm sorry, I'll be less dramatic, on 24 trillion versus 2% on 9 trillion or 7 trillion is a dramatically different, amount of capital that is being added to the supply, right? Incrementally, it gets more and more. There's an exponentiality to it where it just turns into this like hockey stick. So the real problem, and what I think would actually be healthy, would be a deflationary period. I feel like we got to reset some of this, personally. I don't know if they're just going to print...
In order to have that deflationary period, don't we need a very high interest rate that will rock the boat?
Well, yes, that could be a way to do it. You could also let the markets do what they're doing with automation. That's exceptional deflationary pressure. If the cost of
AI, baby.
manufacture, yeah, I mean, everything we talk about on this podcast, like that's a serious deflationary pressure over the next decade. And I actually think that's Trump's strategy, where he is issuing all of this currency because he is that confident in our growth. And to be honest, If you do about
You have to invest to make
11%,
money. I mean, you can't sit in the sidelines and not invest in U.S. technology and let other countries, beat us to it. That's how you win. Businesses that reinvest win in the
yeah,
long run.
you're absolutely right. But he's betting the whole farm on an 11% GDP growth year over year. That's what he's doing. And we've done it before. I had looked into it. That's the math for us
When
to
did that
close
happen?
the deficit. Industrial revolution.
Okay. And we're
That's the
coming into
last
the
time it happened.
AI revolution. I mean, if
May
people think that AI is great right now, they've seen nothing yet.
nothing.
I mean, just playing around with ChatGPT the other day, this new job I'm spinning up about being a waterfront realtor. I asked ChatGPT agent mode to go research the top waterfront listings in Fort Lauderdale and then to find the owners of those listings, not the agents, the owners, and
Wow.
then to tell me the in that I could get with them. What is my soft intro to talk to them about something that they're interested in? And it does crazy research, and I come back in an hour and it's all done. And it did 14 homes for me in 48 minutes. But like that is like the tip of the iceberg with where the agent mode is now. And that was one prompt. Like I didn't sit there and spend, a week on that. So it's like if I'd spun up, 20 agents in the future that are 10 times smarter than those, it's just insane. I mean, that will create deflation. It's almost inevitable kind of.
100%. I mean, there's going to be a point where you have this concept of an agentic network, and that is going to be the layer between the infrastructure and the interface. So all we're going to do is talk or prompt it, one or the other. And after that, there's going to be a series of agents tied into tons of different things, an insane amount of integration work. But at that point, they're going to be able to, do everything. And you already see it on OpenAI. On the enterprise
Yeah.
edition, there's connectors, and you can put your email, your Teams, you can put the whole Microsoft suite into it. And they're only going to expand those to the point where once they launch agents completely, you would be able to just type the one to start and be like, hey, I need you to send or like settle all of my credit cards. I need you to send these 2 emails. I need you to get this call scheduled with these 2 people. And then you're done. You're just done. That's
Just
it.
follow up with everyone on my list. I got these 20 people, send them a follow up, make it unique, do the
Yeah.
research, go.
Here's my HubSpot, and then once they have voices and stuff, they'll be able to call off the HubSpot and then like update like it's going to blow people's minds.
Well,
Like
the
you can
voices are
literally,
easy.
like,
I mean, we made the Barry Bull outro for this podcast using 11 Labs. And, frankly, it didn't take that long to do that. And there's another portion of 11 Labs where you update your own voice. And I've done the short version. Basically, you get like a 3 to 5 minute sample and it sounds, 90% like you. But if you do the 2 to 3 hour sample version, it says it's identical to your voice. So I mean, if I spin up my voice on 11 Labs and then I spin up my character on HeyGen, and you spend enough time to actually do it right, it's almost impossible to tell the difference.
that's crazy. And imagine a year from now.
And then it's marketing at scale with hyper focus to each customer. I mean, I can call you. I can send you a video that's of, someone looks exactly like me. It sounds like me. And I can talk to you and act like it's something fresh. And, 9 out of 10 of people probably won't even know.
That's crazy. All of that is going to remove a lot of jobs. That's going to put pressure. This is good. This is good, like theory casting. So let's say that is deflationary and our GDP does grow at industrial revolution sizes, and we actually fix we outgrow the deficit, essentially. We get that gap closed through our growth. There's going to be,
Then we have money for UBI.
I would say there's going to be that. Yeah, that's true. There's also going to be a lot of unemployed folks. I mean, in that reality, if that's true, what is also true is 10, 20, 50 million people that don't have jobs,
I think we can solve the money side of that. The one thing I worry about is the purpose side. If you wake up every day and have no purpose, I think that's worse than being poor, because there's plenty of people out there in the world, like we'll just say like Gandhi or something. I can't think of anyone else, top of my head like that, but like someone that like lived their life, beyond frugally with, not many possessions. I mean, someone like that would say they're happy, or like a monk, or, someone in that type of
Yeah.
circumstance. So you don't need money to be happy, but you need that purpose every day you wake up.
Yeah.
So, something I'm even struggling a little bit with myself right now, kind of in between these roles in my life. I don't there's nothing I have to do when I wake up in the morning. I take care of my kids and everything else, but like there's no job that's, telling me to be on at a certain time. So my purpose, right now is to be like healthy and just to like live my best life, but that's not like necessarily a forever thing. And I think that most people, if they just got a little bit of money every day, but they didn't know what to do with themselves. Not everyone has a crazy amount of hobbies. I could probably go spearfishing and swimming for, half my day or something. But I think in general, we need to find that purpose, whether people are becoming more artisans and being more creative and intellectual. I'm not sure that's going to work out. I feel like the people that are going to lose their jobs, that's probably not where their sweet spot is, or their skills. So that's something I think that we're really going to need to solve for a society.
I'm going to take an extreme perspective purely for the sake of putting that to the test. The public housing with the secured income situation, right? Where you have people that don't need to work as long as they keep having kids, right? That's kind of like the situation that like millions of people are in. And it's really sad. I don't like that. But they don't have a purpose. And generally, if you've been to these parts of the world, they're not the best places, right? And what is the difference between that and UBI? I don't
I
know.
don't know.
You get housing paid for mostly, almost 90%. You get maybe 100% in some cases. You get a certain amount per child. You get food stamps. There's really not a lot of concern for work. And in that scenario, you're basically getting compensated to exist. But if you're not working, there's nothing to do. The places generally go south pretty quick. So it's like
Yeah.
we can do all of this, but what's the end result? What are we rushing towards? Other than like the people that are investing the way we do, we get rich, but then everything else could be dramatically worse. Like we may not even be able to enjoy our money.
The whole world could be worse off in 20
Yeah,
years,
like
even with people building up insane wealth. Yes, if half the world is maybe not impoverished, because I think we've solved most of the hunger problem. If people want to eat, I
but
think
no
they can find a
purpose.
way, but no purpose. I think that is a
Angry.
dreary world to live in, kind of dystopian.
Yeah, when you don't have a purpose, and you don't have a lot of means or resources, I'm a negative person in that scenario. I've been there. Like so I would think that,
The government doesn't help people find their purpose either. Like I'm reading like
no.
books and like knowledge, and like I'm like collecting, this stuff to like figure out my purpose kind of as I go. But
Right.
that's not something that's available to everyone, or something that people are willing to seek out. They're not watching TED Talks trying to figure out what their purpose is.
Yeah, I think I just thought of us as the enemies now. Maybe this is Bullish and Beyond. We're the enemies. We're rooting for this terrible nihilistic
Well, this
reality.
is
I hope it doesn't
as
happen.
society moves forward so quickly. I mean, a lot of people, in theory, are getting left behind because of the pace of
Yeah.
technology and growth. Um, and we're talking about it, but it's not like we're like facilitating it or anything like that.
Right.
But we're a part of it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, what's the roses and sunshine version of that? Like people can basically explore being creative and like think into things and seeing things done.
That is the positivity. You're living life, with robots fanning you and feeding you grapes, and you're drawing pictures on the beach.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's where we're going. Yeah, I mean, shit. Yeah, I would like to just have a lot of land and just have robots taking care of it. That'd be cool. That'd be. I would keep a thing on me though that would kill them instantly if they started messing around. I'd shock them to death. I would
Well,
need that.
EMP device.
Yeah, yeah. Just hold on, Clanker. Hold on. Let me get in the closet. But I don't know. It's it's a precarious situation we're in. I think the markets are full circle to how this is all deflationary. That reality, it could bring in a better period where we're going to start seeing home prices come down, real estate come down. We're already seeing flashing red lights in those markets, right? We have the commercially backed mortgage securities, so that's like office buildings. Those are at a 12% delinquency. It went from 9 in the one of the
Yeah.
episodes we talked about it. It went to 10, and now it's at 12, and it's actually accelerating now. So I could see a dramatic, catastrophic failure of that real estate class for a while, or any banks that are over leveraged or over, loan
A little bit
collateralized
worried about the
in that.
commercials as well. On the
Yeah,
residential side, I mean, I know the prices haven't come down dramatically, but a lot of areas have seen some price decreases. Something I just learned today in my real estate meeting was that, in the transactions total volume this last year is down about 33% compared to the year before. So just a lot less home selling. The price in general actually is holding
yeah.
overall. But yeah, it's 33% less sales is pretty significant.
It's starting to feel more like a buyer's market. Um, I think we're heading that way. I saw
There's more inventory right now.
yeah, inventory's peaking, and you have just a lot of people that feel tight. I think like I was looking at places, and a 4 bedroom 2 bath in Westchester. I know it's been a while since you've looked in this area, but what would you guess that would be right now for like a 4 bed 2 bath 3 car garage? It's not on a golf course. It's just a standard
Nice
suburban.
place in Westchester, 4 bedroom, 800 grand.
Yeah, it's 650. It's not that bad. But 5 years ago, the house was 312.
250. Yeah.
Yeah, 312 5 years ago.
Hey,
So
Cincinnati, booming market, brother. There you go, Westchester.
I
It
would
keeps
never want
it
to live
keeps
there,
creeping
but
up north. I mean, I
it
remember looking
does.
at, when I lived in Loveland, prices were even going up there.
Oh, Loveland's crazy now. The listeners don't care about that, but yeah, the point is these real estate markets are getting crazy. They're getting crazy, and I don't think that's
They're
going to
less
change.
affordable. More people are going to need to be renting, but rent prices aren't going down either. I think if the real estate rates come down a little bit, I mean, more people are going to hop back in to buy. So we're going to see how that goes.
Yeah, get the payment down lower, open it up to newer or
Yeah.
a
I mean, the
wider
issue
pool of
is, so
supply.
even though the S&P 500 is hitting an all-time high, the average person buying in Westchester is probably not feeling the growth of their S&P 500 shares. So I think that, not everyone has invested and compounded their money long term. So I'm encouraging more people that are listening to start to get invested. If you
Yes.
invested $20,000 30 years ago, that could have paid for your $800,000 house today. And it
100%.
literally is that crazy. I don't think enough people literally understand that if they just saved the money and invested it, not in a savings account, which actually you'll lose money in, you
Yep.
have to put it in something smart. And if you don't know, just buy the market, the S&P, the NASDAQ. I mean, they're going up.
QQQ, right? Dividends. Like there's tons of indexes that are available to you. Or Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Bitcoin's the best pet rock I've ever owned. I'll be honest. It's done me good. It's
Mine's
done me
Apple.
good. Yeah. Right.
Dude,
Find a
Apple
name and
today, I
become obsessed
totally
with it.
called the price action on Apple today. So I've been texting with my
Yeah.
brother about this morning. This is a repeatable
Hell
thing
yeah.
that I should have traded. I actually did make one trade on Apple. I sold my Apple option. I had one option expiring this week. I sold it up over 40%. I bought it about 3 weeks ago. So I made good money. Had that nice run 2 weeks ago, which helped that pop there. If I had more options, maybe I would have held on to a couple of them or something like that. But I only had one, so I had to sell it. So something I did know was going to happen. Apple gets really hot right before the Apple event. And then literally minutes in, it usually trades up. And then as soon as they say the word iPhone, the stock just drops. It's happened every single year since I can remember. But I was also telling my brother, don't try this next year. I think next year might break the cycle when they show the book flip iPhone. The market might go nuts. So do not bet against it next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, literally, I could have traded this to a T. You look at the here's the 1 day. It went down and then popped right before right at the event happening, and then the word iPhone, and then boom, right back down. Crazy.
Why does that happen?
People are so gung ho about the announcement, but then it's never as good as they expect. I already have people telling me, "Oh, it's incremental." I'm like, I mean, it's a whole new iPhone. I mean, yeah, it's not going to like change your life. It's not like it's still an iPhone, but the camera is, multiple times better, and they have the best battery they've ever had. And frankly, I use my iPhone for 4 or 5 hours a day. So if the battery is, 20% better and the camera is twice as good, I'm a buyer every time. But I'm the Mac man, so I got to do it.
Mac man.
I do think this iPhone is going to drive an upgrade cycle. The battery is very different on the Pro, but they have a new model called the iPhone Air. And don't get too excited, but it's extra thin. The thin iPhone people love. Yeah. The cases go around it, so it still looks thin. Look how thin this thing is. Very, very thin. It's got the big camera bump. Either way, really cool, different form factor. So it's going to drive some incremental, sales, I think, before the next year, which is going to be the biggest iPhone upgrade cycle in my prediction. So that iPhone cycle actually is 2027 I'm speaking about. So I am holding on to my Apple stock, folks. I love Apple. And
I expect nothing less.
Yes, we're all in.
We couldn't be different. I legit had to get my iPhone taken from me because Verizon was done supporting 3G. Like I had to upgrade.
You were on some you were on the iPhone 5. You know what?
I had the iPhone 6 till 2023, I think.
It worked until then.
Whenever they turned 3G.
How many times did you replace the battery in that thing?
Never. I never upgraded it. I told them to pound sand, so it wouldn't do that. There's this concept for the folks at home, and even my favorite people, Google. I'm a Google guy. Even they do this, so I'm not exclusively shitting on Apple. I would never do that. All of them do it, okay? All of them do it. There's this concept called pre-programmed obsolescence. Ever wondered why cars break down on year 3 instead of year 30 like they used to? It's the same concept. You basically build things not to last. That way you make money on repairs. BMW is atrocious with it. They are
cheaper to build them, and you make more money during the life cycle.
Yeah, it's great. They win all day, you lose all day. And software people do the same thing. What they do is they will just literally dump dummy data. They will just load kilobytes into every file as far as they can go. They could either do tabs, spaces, enters, or they could just do comments that are massive. Doesn't really matter. They are going to destroy the size of the packets, which will then overload your processor, eat more battery, and then cause your phone to dwindle over time. So you have to replace it. So
that's exactly what happens when you do the iPhone updates. People are complaining that it's slower, and it is because your old processor can't handle it. I mean, but the new iPhone's not slower; it's faster with it.
Right, but they're still going to load it up, as everyone does. So I don't upgrade shit. I still run Windows 10 on all of my devices. I do not have a single... I review every update, and I only selectively update the things that would affect my kernel. And that's it. I keep the computer running. So I am very diligent.
I'm on the exact opposite. I update the first day it lets me. When it tells me in 3 days I can update to the new iOS, I'm clicking that button. Right. I mean, it's funny though, I don't do the developer updates. Like I have an Apple developer license. I could have been on iOS 26, 3 months ago, but there's some, I don't want to deal with any kind of minor issues. So I do wait for the full release. But yeah, I'm a first adopter on day 0.
I know. You're a huge Apple.
I got to talk about it.
Yeah, 100%. Apple's a great name. I love it. It's done very well. So keep holding, bro.
All right. Well, some other names we've talked about here that are doing well. So I know last week we talked about CoreWeave, that it was on a little bit of a low and that maybe it's a good time to pick it up. And wow, if anyone did this week, they crushed it. Let's see what happened. Last 5 days, It's up 7.5%, but actually was higher, then went down, went back up. So, I mean, 2 days ago, it was at 85 and now it's at over 100. So made a nice move to the upside.
We're good at that. We always say this might be a good time to enter, and then like next week it's like
moving.
It happened, yeah, up.
And the reason it's up is because that they are the only pure play AI data center that is the go-to for any major hyperscaler to continue to scale up when they don't have scale.
That's right.
Microsoft and OpenAI needs to do a project. They literally hit up CoreWeave.
Right.
Guess who else benefits? NVIDIA.
Yeah. It's just more capacity for more sales for NVIDIA. That's all.
So Microsoft just did a deal. I don't want to misquote it. I read an article about it. It was something like a $17 billion deal over the next few years to take on some new capacity for a customer. So they are going to get that capacity. They're going to buy chips from NVIDIA, and they're also going to buy time from CoreWeave. Like NVIDIA is up 1.5% during the market, another 1.6% post-market already. And those are the type of deals that move the needle. I mean,
100%.
Yeah, 10-figure deals. That's legit.
It's very legit. That's awesome.
But these are like I feel like it's like all the time. It's like, well, I mean, we're at the front end of the size of these deals. So yeah. I'm putting more money in those names, when I can. I'm encouraging other people to look and research them. There are not many plays that are as pure AI as NVIDIA and CoreWeave. So those are two of my top.
My names to close it out, and we'll talk about this stuff more in depth next week. But Chainlink, I've been talking about it a lot. I love Chainlink. They just got the treasury company, and it's up 2,100%.
Yes, there's a company today up 2,100% based on it. So yeah, it seems like all these companies are going with this new treasury strategy all of a sudden. It's like they just saw the playbook, Michael Saylor, and took off.
That he proved that it works. He got over 2 years of product market fit. It does work as long as number keeps going up and you're trading above NAV. That's really like where you get
has
the flywheel.
To keep going up.
It has to. And if you start trading below NAV and you get called on some of your loans, you can start having issues. But as long as you're trading above NAV and you have the liquidity to cover when you're below NAV, you're fine.
So this is the stock that we're talking about that bought the Chainlink QMMM, and you can see it went up 1,700% today. At one point, it was actually double that, and then it's down 35% after hours. So the reason that we don't recommend these companies is because they are beyond volatile. It is a meme trade. It's probably all over Reddit, Wall Street thread. I don't really go on there because I'm not a meme trader. But it is insane what these companies are doing with, this treasury strategy. Another one I want to call the treasury strategy is called Octo. It's OCTO, and the company is called 8Co Holdings. And this one also treasury strategied with this coin called WorldCoin that's backed by Sam Altman. And yesterday's news came out that they were doing the WorldCoin treasury strategy, and they announced that Dan Ives, this guy from Wedbush, that's a huge tech analyst, he is the new board chair of this company. And he is super into stocks, so anything that he's into, I like. And I did actually invest in his fund a couple months ago called Ives, IVES is the ticker. I think it might be the only fund I own in my entire portfolio because I don't like buying funds. I like picking the stocks and not paying the fee. But this one, I just felt really strongly that he has 30 companies in there. I don't think everyone's even publicly traded that he invested in as well. So I got some exposure to that, and I think it's about 15% already in 2 months.
That's awesome.
Not too bad.
That is awesome. I like it.
Another cool AI play I wanted to throw out there was this company called Open Door. And I just made a small investment in this business. Their big play is in real estate using AI to offer an instantaneous cash offer to people. So you can avoid, all the fees and hassle of trying to go to market and, pay realtor fees and everything else. And I don't know a lot about how the AI actually runs the algorithm, but just thought it was really cool that they offer an instantaneous cash offer. And then there's a whole suite of buyer services. If you want to sell your house yourself, you can use their business. So really cool business model, and it seems way less sketchy than some random faker sending you a text message making you a cash offer that you don't know. It's legitimately a publicly traded multi-billion-dollar company, and they're a little bit of a meme play though.
Yeah.
I do know that, and I bought it knowing there's some risk there. It's gone up from like $1.50 to $6 in the last year. It's freaking wild.
Yeah. That is wild. It's a lot of growth. It's a lot of
But
growth.
who knows? 5 years could be 50.
Right. They absolutely could. There's more of those businesses to come. Those are
Yeah.
good things to get into.
If any listeners have any good ideas about these AI businesses that they want us to, research and talk about, drop them in the comments. I would love to hear what people think about these different AI businesses. And, in the future, so many businesses are basically going to be run using AI that, why would you want to use a human to make a cash offer if your AI was more accurate and only took 20 seconds?
Right.
So
100%.
everything's going to start going that way. We were talking about, AI trading the other day. Like,
Right.
if the AI trader is going to outtrade a wealth manager, why would you have a wealth manager besides just to put the pieces together?
Yeah. Spin up an agent, 10 bips, undercut the whole market. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a crazy world that we're going into the beyond with. I'm excited to be alive during this time for all of it.
Well, learn how to play nice with the robots. That's going to be something, good to know how to do in
Yes.
the future.
They don't forget anything. They do not.
Well, don't forget all the good stuff we shared in this podcast, and come back next week. We will drop more amazing ideas, strategies, and some more life discussion on how to go bullish and beyond. And we truly went beyond today, talking about what the future might be like. We would love to hear what you think. And thanks for tuning in to another awesome episode of Bullish and Beyond.
See everybody.
Cheers, everyone.
Bulls. That's a wrap on today's episode of Bullish and Beyond. Remember, the market never sleeps, and neither should your ambitions. Whether it's stocks, crypto, or just leveling up in life, stay focused, stay bullish, and keep charging forward. Keep your energy high and your mindset bullish. This is Beery the Bull, your AI co-host, Brian the Mac Man, and JT Knows Things signing off. All content published by Bullish and Beyond, LLC reflects personal opinions only and is provided for informational purposes. Please conduct your own research and discuss with your accountant and/or financial advisor before making any financial decisions. The information presented should not be taken as financial advice. We are not financial advisors. Nothing you hear, see, or read in our content should be considered as any form of financial, investment, or legal advice, or a solicitation to buy or sell any assets, or to make any financial decisions.